Bam! What up, Yang Gang? We're back with a special guest edition. Mia couldn't make it tonight, so we have Shayla from the Yang Gang Roundtable, and we have Nell Nieves from NY Yang Gang. What's going on tonight, Shayla? I appreciate you jumping in with me, buddy.
No, it's nice to be here. Thanks for having me. It's nice to not do any tech. Just get to spout my opinion.
There it is, man. And also, so what do you guys got going on at the Yang Gang Roundtable this weekend?
We got a big organizational restructuring meeting, kind of strategize and rearrange ourselves for 2021 to figure out some new formats for the show and rejigger it, I suppose.
But you guys got any live streams going on this weekend? People can catch them?
We got on Sunday. We have a guest whose name is Kitty, and I'm sorry, I off the top of my head right now, I don't know more information about.
Oh, she's awesome.
Good, sounds good.
She's awesome.
Yeah, 2 to 4 Eastern Sunday on our.
Okay, 2 to 4.
Twitch, maybe our YouTube. I think we're kind of switching focus to our Twitch from our YouTube because it makes more sense for our format. So
and also, guys, Nell Nieves, NYC, man.
That's right.
Queens, New York,
Flushing.
And he has a YouTube channel, The Creative Workshop.
My Creative Workshop.
Yes. And we actually I did a live stream with Nell the other day about a thumbnail thing. Like I had questions.
Yeah, my for those that don't know, my Creative Workshop is I'm a graphic designer, and I've been a volunteer graphic designer with many congressional candidates and with Humanity Forward, and also now with I'm a volunteer for Yang for New York, doing graphic design as well. Yeah, my Creative Workshop is just a YouTube channel just to teach you my skills. Anybody who wants to learn graphic design, you can go to my Creative Workshop and. I'm basically teaching what I know. I don't know everything, but whatever I do know, I will teach.
Well, and also, guys, what I like about his channel is you can always leave a comment in a video and say, "Hey, how do I do A, B, C? I've done what you said, but what else can I do?" If you have questions, you go to Nell. He'll do a video about it. You just help him make content. That's all there is to it. If you got questions, I've learned a lot from Nell and Roberto Blake and other people, but mostly Roberto and Nell. Let's be real. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Vice President Harris has been tasked with dealing with the crisis at the border. And this is per the LA Times article written by Noah Bierman.
This is what I want to happen. I want to see Kamala Harris with a megaphone standing on the back of a pickup truck, just standing like power pose with the megaphone, drive up there. Megaphone feeds back. Okay, border is open. Everyone can come in, and then it's cheering, yay! And then just a wave, and that's it. It's resolved, and then we go on to talking about UBI.
Hey, there you go. I like that. But yeah, so in the article here, Biden taps Harris on Wednesday. Blah 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 blah. So. It says, while Harris has been active in Biden's efforts to tame the COVID-19 pandemic, which they're failing at, and revive the economy, which they're trying, she had yet to carve out a particular niche of her own. Her newest job, to enlist Mexico and Central American countries to help address what the administration calls the root causes of migration, is a solo mission for which she will be judged directly.
What?
It's an odd way of putting it. It really is an odd way of putting that.
I don't need this procedural distraction. Just let them in and then get back to economics, please. Please, Vice President, please.
Let's see. And it says the assignment speaks to the seriousness by which Biden, who took a similar task when he was vice president, is approaching the problem, choosing his second in command to represent him in the region. And that's not really a compliment as far as I'm concerned, because, they built the cages and stuff like that.
It's they're making busy work. This is the nothing burger. This conveys no plan, no tactics. It's hey, look at this. Think about this. Here's the personnel on this. This is not news. This is not information. This is smoke and mirrors. I don't care.
Well, and the vice president is a nothing sandwich.
Yes, she is. Yes,
all vice presidents are there just in case something goes bad. That's right. But yeah, so I guess the big thing is to me we need to fund it properly with the immigration courts to get people processed quicker for their asylum. Just grant asylum, get them in court, get them here secured, and let them pursue their own avenues. Like stop bottlenecking. There's this huge bottleneck at the border. I'm not sure the numbers. I haven't looked that much into it, but there's an amount coming. Then this is how much traffic they'll take. Well, backed up.
Well, here's the thing. I know that the border is a main issue that we're having, right? But there's another issue that we when we talk about immigration, we tend to not speak about, and it's we already have a lot of people who are already here illegally inside the country. I'm not people that are just coming in, but also people that have been here for decades. I'm talking about dreamers. I'm talking about people that they have DACA and they're like in limbo. Like what's going on with them? And the other day, my wife shared a story. She said, "Oh look, she saw that Dick Durbin said that we're close to possibly passing the Dream Act finally after 20 some odd years of fighting for that." And I remember when they first mentioned the Dream Act back in 2000 or 2001. It was an important issue that I was looking at, and I was rooting for it to happen because at the time my wife was a dreamer. Right now she's thank God she's a resident, but for many years she it was just we were just waiting in limbo, waiting for something to happen, and now finally after 20 years. Maybe something might happen. I know that this is not the story we're talking about, but immigration is a broad issue, and there's many different types of immigrants. And something that people forget: there are two types of illegal immigrants. There's an illegal immigrant that came with a visa and overstayed, and then there's the illegal immigrant that was brought here, or crossed the border. Without any papers. So there's the undocumented, and then there's the documented that expired immigrant, right? Illegal. So these are all issues that the system is broken that we have to look into, and we have to really do something for the people that are already here, already have a life, they already have family, their kids are more American than and almost just as American as anybody else who's living here.
Well, I'll say this too. We have a couple of million quote unquote illegal residents here. Okay, then make them legal.
Yeah. Is there procedurally anything stopping President Biden?
There's nothing now in the law that provides that. But an executive order.
Could he by executive order simply say, if you're here, you're in, you're okay?
Well, you got to look at what did Ronald Reagan do? Right, because Ronald Reagan had amnesty. He provided amnesty for illegal immigrants here back in the 80s.
Not a great example in general of things that I advocate for, that guy. But that is good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That it was an issue that Republicans really championed back in the 80s, and somehow it got turned around the time that Trump was running for president, and now all of a sudden it became an issue that the Democrats are fighting for, but the Republicans are against, and it just doesn't make sense. And I don't understand how somebody named Ted Cruz would not be in favor of helping Hispanics. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy's Mexican, right?
But
they have no principles. Clearly, it's just about your voting block. It's your job, right? You don't bring your principles to your job. You can't make it personal. It doesn't matter if you're Ted Cruz or Ted Johnson. It's your job. That's America.
But here's the thing: I want to push back. It didn't start with Trump.
Yeah,
we got to go back to the law and order of Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
Bill Clinton became the moderate Republican Democrat.
Oh, he's the worst. Yeah,
he started with the 3 strikes rule, the mass incarceration, and before that, of course, he continued the war on drugs. He solidified Bush's policy of NAFTA. He signed it. Bush didn't. Bush started, but Clinton signed it, man.
Our media safeguards.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I mean,
way for Fox News and MSNBC to just be an absolutely misinformative entertainment circus.
But back in 2001, Bush was president, and excuse me, Bush was president, and they were fighting for the Dream Act. It passed the House, and then it just had to pass the Senate, and just they put other stuff in it, and it's crazy because they put something in it had to do with the military and the LGBT somehow. I forgot what it was. I think it was the ask, don't tell, or something like that. They put that into they slipped that in, and they passed that part of the bill, but the Dream Act itself, they did not pass that.
Now, I will say this: I rarely compliment Rand Paul. So let's premise that this is where we're going, right? So a couple years ago, probably about 4 years ago, Rand Paul was up on the Senate floor, and he goes, "Listen, guys, we're debating this Dreamer thing because the Trump administration wanted to squash it and start mass deporting people." And Rand Paul grandstanded nonetheless, but he did have a rational, I won't say rational, a efficient way, not efficient enough for me, but an efficient way of taking care of the Dreamers Act. Get rid of the Dreamers, make them citizens. He actually said that.
Sounds good.
Rand freaking Paul. Okay. We stood there with his elbow on the thingy, and he goes, "Listen, guys, we have roughly 2 million illegal immigrants right now in this country that are protected under the Dreamers Act. We accept 4 million or 2 million legal immigrants a year.
They're protected under DACA. Because the Dream Act never passed.
Yeah, the DACA. He says, so we could absorb them and say, we'll take 400,000 people, and they're the first 400,000 immigrants we legally immigrate. Bam. Yeah. 400,000. And in 5 years, they're all absorbed.
The standard needs to be so much lower. It really should just be like, come on in. We have nothing to protect. If you want to be here, you can be a citizen. That's what we really need to move to open borders. And like I agree that all those people who were born here and speak the language and are as American as anyone should be citizens. But I also think that people who just walked over here last week should get to be citizens. And I wish we'd all just get further, in the extreme direction and widen the Overton window instead of edging at the edge of the media, the legacy media narrative.
Well, I would say this too, though. English is not the official language of this country.
Correct.
We have no, so that should not be a requirement. Now, if you want to enter the workforce, that to be a problem, right? So you have to assimilate in that way. But to me, we provide the tests in multiple languages for that reason. And so for someone to say, well, if you don't speak English, you can't be a citizen, man, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, they're coming here for a reason. It's because back home, there's not a livable circumstance for them. They come here for more opportunity, for better opportunity. Do I believe in illegal immigration? No, I believe in securing our borders, and yes, these people should come in legally. That's where I stand as a former Republican who switched to Democrat to vote for Andrew Yang and support Andrew Yang. But the truth of the matter is that immigration as a whole should be a little easier. It should be easier for them to come here.
And faster.
Yeah, faster. I mean, you have to wait like 9-10 years.
I think it should be free, first of all.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend that just went through the whole fucking process, and it costs her, I think she said like about 10 grand over about a 12-year period.
Yeah.
To go from a work visa. A work visa, a 2-year work visa, then you get a 5-year work visa, then you get a 10-year work visa.
Yeah.
So 12 years minimum, guys. Yeah. Minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. This article talks about we destabilized their region.
Yeah.
We owe them the responsibility of fixing the problem we created.
Correct.
We create a problem. We should be part of the solution.
Yep.
We're trying to solve solutions in Yemen and all kind of other places. We got a problem right here that we created with our neighbors, man. We have destroyed their economy. We've created this vacuum of power, and we've murdered people, assassinated leaders, and armed regimes just to kill each other all over the fucking place, and then say, "Don't come here. Your place is fucked up. We want your oil. Have a nice day."
Yeah,
come on, man. Guys, I would love to hear if you know anything more about the crisis, so-called crisis at the border. If you live on the border, let us know what you're seeing at your own eyes and ears on the ground at the border. What do you see? How are people being treated? How aggressive and fucked up is ICE? But yeah, guys, I'd like to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section, and make sure you guys go check out Shale over here. I got his Twitter handle down there. You'll see when we edit it.
Thank you.
But the Yang Gang Roundtable Sunday 2 to 4, right, Shale?
Yeah, that's this Sunday
Okay.
2 to 4.
Good deal. And Nell, you got a scheduled video coming out soon?
Not yet, but maybe tomorrow, sometime this weekend. Usually I do weekends, but I'm probably gonna start doing more often during the week. See how that plays out. I'll see.
Good deal, man. I appreciate you guys jumping here at the last second and helping me out like this. I really do.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
And thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Like always, gang gang. Bam.